Mines and Money London 2024, day 2, our second interview, and we want to now dive directly into one of the hottest commodity sectors in recent times, the uranium sector. And with me here is Janet Meiklejohn from Forum Energy Metals. Hi. How
Hi,
are you?
nice to be here. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thanks for taking the time. How's the show so far?
It's been really busy. I think there's certainly a lot of inquiry into what's going on in uranium. Much more exciting than certainly it was last year. So I think you're starting to see a culmination of sort of the events in the market in the last year.
So really busy.
Yeah, it's been good.
Okay. So the last interview we made with Forum Energy Metals was with your CEO, Rick Masur, I think in March of this year at the PDAC in Toronto. And since that time, I saw a lot of progress, especially on your project in Aberdeen project in Nunavut, Canada. Base camp construction, A&T program, a big drill program. And I saw we had a really outstanding uranium grades of up to 8%,
Yeah.
U3O8. Could you give us an insight and some details about the program?
Sure. So we're, as you say, our Aberdeen project is in the Thelon Basin in Nunavut. And so we have 95,000 hectares of the largest, most advanced exploration property up there. This summer, we put $10 million into the ground. So we spent about $1 million and change building a camp, as you refer to, which was actually a beautiful camp on a lake. And then the rest of the money we largely spent, we drilled 30 holes in total, and 20 of those were on the Athabasca. So that's our most advanced exploration property. It sits right next door to Orano's Kigavik property that has 133 million pounds at a grade of 0.54%. So again, we put about 20 holes in. The lab in Saskatchewan is very backed up because it's been a very busy uranium season, obviously.
For sure, yeah.
But we did get some results back last week. And as you say, we had 1.31% over 7.4 meters, I believe. And in that, there was 0.2 that was, as you say, greater than 8%, which is, sort of what we're seeing in that area. And again, this is a basement-hosted deposit. So, those are the grades that we're expecting. The unconformity contact are a little bit higher, that greater than 2%. So what we're seeing sort of shape up is very similar to what Orano has at Kigavik. And that's what we're expecting. Overall, that interval was 17 meters, and it was 0.64. So again, very similar to what we're seeing at Kigavik. And again, very shallow, 200 meters, will be open pittable. The other really fortunate thing that we had this summer, our advisor, who's working with Rebecca Hunter, Dr. Rebecca Hunter, is Dr. Peter Wallenberg. He also, he worked with Orano and made the two of the three discoveries that make up Kigavik. And so we were able to approach Orano and asked to go in and see the core that they have for Kigavik. And Peter was able to compare that with what we were pulling out of Athabasca this summer. And, in his words, it's identical. So really all that means is that, at some point, if Orano were to restart the permitting process for Kigavik, that, maybe at a minimum our Athabasca might be sort of a strategic resource for them to extend their mine life. So just kind of some interesting, what could be in the future.
Large land package, is it one deposit or are you more areas of interest for you?
Oh, absolutely. So Athabasca, again, is just really our most advanced deposit. So Rebecca's identified more than 20 other potential high impact. And when we talk about high impact, using gravity surveys, she can sort of identify what she thinks might be an unconformity contact type deposit. So again, those have never been explored for in the Athabasca. Cameco identified some of them back in the day, but by the time they went to drill them, they were already pulling out because of Fukushima. So here's our opportunity going forward. And she did drill a couple of them this summer, so we'll see what those results look like. But yeah, I think we'll be sort of turning our focus going forward to more of those unconformity contact type targets, and those would be the ones that are, could potentially be that greater than 4%, arrow Cigar Lake, MacArthur River type deposits. So yeah, it could be exciting as we move forward with this process.
So first great results out, more to come. Any plans for a first resource estimate?
Yeah, so I think again, we need another summer drill campaign, I think, before we're really prepared to put together a resource. So we're thinking next fall that we'll be able to put one together. And just because, it's expensive and time consuming to do it, so we want to do it when it's going to be, meaningful, greater than 50 million pounds or hopefully in that area. So, so that's the goal, is to have that next year.
Okay. So full focus on Nunavut, but you also have a couple of projects in the Athabasca Basin. You have a joint venture with Chemical and Orano, I believe.
Yeah.
What is this all about?
So we have 9 properties in the Athabasca, and as you say, many of them are joint ventures with the likes of UEC, Chemical, Orano, and the idea being that we do want to focus our capital allocation on the Thelon Basin. So we're looking for partners to earn in on some of those properties. And so our first deal that we did a couple of months ago was with a company called Global Uranium. So they will be earning in on our Northwest Athabasca project.
Okay. You made a smaller financing this year, want to drill next year. So what's cash in the bank and what can we await for financing?
Yeah, we probably have $1 million in the bank at the moment. And of course, we need to do a further drill campaign next summer. So we'll need to do some financing to support that. I think we're still waiting for the drill results from last year before we sort of push forward with that. And I think we'll be stepping back to try and, how much will we do in an equity financing, and are there some ways, as I say, through some of these partnerships in the Athabasca, are there some non-dilutive funding methods that we can access?
Janet, thank you very much for this insight in the company. Keep all fingers crossed for the next results and for the drilling program next year. I would say Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for the interview and all the best for 2025.
Thank you very much, Tim, and all the best for you as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that was Commodity TV with Janet Meiklejohn from Forum Energy Metals. Yeah, you heard it. Really outstanding first results here from Nunavut. More to come, and I would say check out the company, and bye-bye from London.